Well, it's Monday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for Trump to wake up and start firing off idiotic social media posts, especially this Monday morning when he has an important meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky. So this morning is one for the record books. Now, as is usually the case with Trump's idiotic posts, he's repeating a lie he's already tried floating once on Fox. Here he is trying out this one with Hannity.
Vladimir Putin said something, one of the most interesting things. He said your election was rigged because you have mail-in voting. He said mail-in voting every election. He said no country has mail-in voting. It's impossible to have mail-in voting and have honest elections. And he said that to me. It was very interesting because we talked about 2020. He said, you won that election by so much. And that's how he got it. He said, and if you would have won, we wouldn't have had a war. You'd have all these millions of people alive now instead of dead.
Really now, Trump? Vlad said that to you, did he? You really have to wonder what part of Trump's base found that convincing. I'm trying to think of the Iowa farmers gathering around at the county fair, looking at the livestock and saying, yep, that's a fair pig, that is, but did you hear what Putin said about mail-in voting? And this is hardly the first time Trump has gone off about mail-in voting, but you have to put two and two together. Trump just failed fantastically in negotiating with Putin. And so what's his fallback position? To complain about the 2020 election. Methinks someone's ego is a little wounded there. And sure enough, last night, Trump sent out this wacky post. The very unattractive, both inside and out, senator from Connecticut, Chris Murphy, said Putin got everything that he wanted. Actually, nobody got anything too soon, but getting close. Murphy is a lightweight who thinks it made the Russian president look good in coming to America. Actually, it was very hard for President Putin to do so. This war can be ended now, but stupid people like Chris Murphy, John Bolton, and others make it much harder to do so. Okay, so let's stick with the principle that with Trump, every accusation is a confession. So now, Trump has the hots for Senator Chris Murphy?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And stupid people like Chris Murphy and John Bolton are making it hard to end the war? That means Trump is finding it difficult to do Putin's bidding because influential people are calling him out over it. Poor Trump. So now, faced with the prospect of meeting with Zelensky and trying to end this war, what does Trump post this morning? He posted a 300-word rant that began with this. I am going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there and point out again that this is not the first time Trump tried to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots. Do you know the last time he tried to lead that movement? In 2020. So a part of me wants to say, you go, girl. Then Trump continues. And also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. Okay, so now we're not only listening to Vladimir Putin, but we're listening to what's-his-name, my pillow guy about voting machines? And paper ballots are faster than voting machines? Once again, the mind of Trump at work trying to bend reality to his iron will. Or possibly his little blue pill, depending. Trump continued. We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. All others gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. So no, we're not. This is the lie that Trump thinks is a winner. This is the lie that he thinks if he keeps repeating, people will believe him. The funny thing is, not only does Canada and England have mail-in voting, but so does another country Trump adores.
Well, Russia allows mail-in voting. And if everybody wants to go out and look, they can look for themselves. In 2020, President Vladimir Putin signed into law Russians being able to vote by mail and also on the internet.
Ooh, gee, Vlad let you down again, Trumpy. That's too bad. But undaunted, Trump continued with his screed. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat at levels never seen before. Remember, every accusation is a confession, and that brings to mind Trump thanking Elon Musk.
And he was very effective, and he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. and we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
By signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. Yes, I can see Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, Gretchen Whitmer, Catherine Hochul, and Maura Healey just waiting to obey Trump's executive order. Remember what Janet Mills, governor from Maine, had to say about one of Trump's executive orders? And you know, all of this is funny until you get to Mango Mussolini's next line. Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them, for the good of our country, to do. That is so fundamentally off the wall and anti-constitutional that it isn't even funny. But there is one funny thing about it. It will be funny as all get out to watch the 6 Federalist Society Supreme Court justices defend this view that the states are merely an agent for the federal government. Trump's rant goes on, and frankly, it's not worth laying it out anymore. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be taken seriously. It's dead serious. Because every accusation is a confession, and every lie is a revelation of his plans. There are a number of plans, up to and including declaring martial law, but it's more likely that for the 2026 midterms, there's a half measure. Trump will have the military in every Democratic stronghold: New York, Chicago, LA, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. You know, where all those black people live. Mail-in ballots will be prohibited, and then the military will harass, intimidate, and prevent people from voting in urban Democratic strongholds. So is this morning's rant evidence that Trump is as crazy as a loon? Yes. Yes, it is. But has Trump's obvious mental deficits ever prevented a group of enablers from pushing his fascist and totalitarian agenda? No. No, it hasn't. So if you're wondering, is it time to take to the streets? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. Veterans for Peace, we're looking at you to lead us. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.